and my name is Sarah. Today is Friday, June 2nd, and there's 6 days till summer break! Woo! Today's a B-Day, and today's also National Donut Day. Each year on the first Friday in June, people participate in National Donut Day. The day celebrates the donut and honors the Salvation Army lassies, the women that served donuts to soldiers during World War I.
In 1917, the original Salvation Army donut was first served by the ladies of Salvation Army. It was during World War I that the Salvation Army lassies went to the front lines of Europe. Home-cooked foods provided by these brave volunteers were a morale boost to the troops.
The donuts were often cooked in oil inside the metal helmets of American soldiers. American infantrymen were then commonly called doughboys, a more standard spelling of donut. Let's see what the wonderful cafeteria staff will be serving today. Hopefully donuts, you know.
Today they'll be serving
buffalo chicken bites with or without dinner roll,
manager's choice entree,
roasted red pepper hummus,
and chopped salad. Let's see what Mother Nature has in store for us today. Take it away.
Thank you guys. Let's take a look outside with our trailside weather station by WeatherBug. We have sun! Yay! As we make our way in today. And now for trailside weather. Today we have sunny, high in the lower 80s, northwest winds around 5 miles per hour increasing to 10 miles per hour in the afternoon. And for tonight, it'll be partly cloudy with lows in the mid-50s, northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. And now for our three-day trailside outlook. Looking great today and Saturday with a 30% chance of rain Sunday. Rain. Well, weather brought to you by Timberwolf Productions. Hey, Kat!
Okay, on June 8th and 9th, which, you know, the nice last day of school,
Hey.
Timberwolf Productions will be presenting the Trailside Film Festival all day. Students will be able to view these 100% student-made films during their resource blocks on the last 2 days of school. To see posters, information, trailers, and even the films themselves, check out the official website, https
or for you grammar people, Trailside Filmfest 2016.com.
Okay, here is one of our trailers now.
Hope you
it's
enjoy.
what we worked on.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoy.
Woo.
Yes? Who's Floyd?
Thank you. And now for your trailside update. Today we have the King's Dominion trip for 8th grade.
You look great today, Trailside.
But
These donuts look better!
Party hard.
Party hard!
Go Devils!
Have a great day!
Donuts are better than devils.
No, they're not.
Good morning and welcome to Trailside News Today. Today, Mr. Dunleavy and myself, Mrs. Stokup, are here to talk about upcoming Field Day. So today we're going to give you an overview of all the different activities that we have scheduled for Field Day and a little bit of a description of how those games will be played. So Mr. Dunleavy, you want to start?
Sure, we're going to start first with the beach ball carry. As you see this exciting picture behind both of us here, this lovely thing. You're going to carry that beach ball from one place to another with a partner without using hands or feet or arms, and somehow find a way between the two of you to get it from one space to another. If it drops, you can certainly pick it up and use your hands and put it back, but you can't move forward without placing it, securing it, and then no hands. And that's the beach ball carry.
That's awesome. All right, after that, teams are going to compete in the clothes change race. So that's going to be a relay race where you need to layer up some clothes and then go back to the other side and then trade those off. So it's going to be probably a button-down shirt, pants, and probably hat, some kind of accessory. So it's going to be have to get it all on, run down the race and then get it all off. So the winner for that game is going to be the first team to have everyone sitting back at the start, having gone through the game.
That sounds exciting. All right, next is marble race. Now, the marble race is going to be a very, very coordinated team effort. In order to complete this, every person is going to have a piece of track, and of course there's a marble where it starts. And we're going to have a course that you're going to go through, and your team has to carry that marble, each person on a track going from one person to the next to the next. Every participant having a piece of track has to participate in this, and you have to make it from the start line all the way around the course to the finish line without the marble dropping. If the marble does drop, then you have to pause, pick it up, and then start again at that same position. So
I think that Miss Colbert's compass, my compass group's going to be really good at that one.
I heard that they were pretty good. They were scouted as like the #1, so
Awesome.
watch out.
All right, so next up, we're going to have Vex Ball. So those of you that have played in PE with Mr. Krause, it's just the typical softball rules in effect, but the game is changed by not having a softball and some fielding equipment, mainly gloves, but it's just going to be Vex robotics balls. So the trajectory of the ball is a little bit different. So no leading, no stealing. A student may tag up after a ball is caught to advance to the next base. And if you're not batting, when offense is hitting, you're sitting in the dugout. So we're gonna just give you that reminder not to throw the bat. So it's typical rules. Each team gets 3 outs, and you can get out by catching the ball in the air, a force out, or tagging the runner with the ball. Important here is that we're not going to peg the runner.
All right, that sounds fun. And I know for a fact, actually, that Mr. Dunleavy's compass with Miss Leisha is going to win that one. So you guys, you try your best. But anyways, tug of war, good times. Everybody I think I knows tug of war. We will have spray painted lines on either side where you have to get the bandana tied in the middle of the rope to the other side. Now, you know how to start it, but the biggest thing that we want to remind you, caution, everybody's going to be wearing gloves, of course. But when we start the game, the rope is pulled tight, but we're not pulling on it behind us one direction or the other. We're just keeping the rope tight so that on the whistle, you'll know, start the pulling.
All right, that should be really fun. Next up, we're going to have the egg on a spoon race. So we are going to unveil the details on the day of field day, but it's quite possible. So the traditional elements are the same. There's definitely going to be an egg on the spoon, and you're going to have to navigate without dropping it. It is to be determined if that is going to be through an obstacle course or with a blindfold with a student guide that's needing to only verbally direct you through. So you'll see that day how we set that up, but that's something to look forward to.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hopefully the egg is not as big as the one behind me. All right, moving forward, we have the water bucket race. Very exciting relay race where we have one bucket full of water, a nice sponge there to soak it up, and each team member is going to have to take that soaking wet sponge all the way across, fill up another bucket by wringing out that wonderful sponge, and then running back and passing it off to the next teammate. And then once we get it to the full line on that bucket, then your team is victorious. So swiftness, but also careful, delicate cunning with that water.
I like what you're thinking there.
Yeah.
And then speaking of careful, delicate, and cunning, that is not going to apply at all to the next event.
No, it's
The
not.
next event is plunger scooter race. So it's exactly what it sounds like. So if you can see behind myself, Mr. Dunleavy, you're going to make sure that you're kneeling on the scooter, so your forelegs should be beneath you, and you're going to row yourself down the course using a toilet plunger.
That looks
So you're going to have to plunge around a cone and back and then exchange. So the team that cycles through all their compass players is going to win. So go ahead and enjoy this row your boat.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, with a plunger of all things, so that should be great. All right, Foursquare, the ever contested Foursquare every day at pack time. I hope you've been practicing. If you didn't get that memo, I think it's too late at this point, so figure it out. So Foursquare rules are a little bit more complicated, but we want to make sure everybody's on the kind of same page with Foursquare so that we don't have any kind of issues or debates going on. So Foursquare, of course, we move around from the king of the court around to the lowest king or queen of the court, around to the lowest position, where this is the starting position. So we'll have 4 people each having their own square. Now, you can be eliminated. I'm going to give you a list of things because it has to be specific for this game. Failing to hit the ball into another square, so you just hit it way, into the next, county or something, that's not going to be okay. Allowing the ball to bounce more than once in your own square, not a good thing. Hitting the ball out of bounds or to an inside line, not okay. Hitting the ball incorrectly, and for a lot of people this is the hard part. You can't carry the ball, you can't hold it and throw it. You have to just hit it and go with that. So holding, catching, or carrying is not allowed, and you'll be eliminated for that. Hitting the ball with a part of the body that's not your hands. So there's no kneeing the ball, there's no headbutting the ball either. That would be no. And then hitting the ball out of turn, so the ball's going into somebody else's square and you just kind of reach over, and no, that's not going to work either. So all those things can get you out, and of course we're going to move up the ranking, and whoever keeps that top spot, king or queen spot, the longest is going to be victorious there.
Awesome. The next that we're going to share about is actually balloon tennis. So balloon tennis is going to play inside, and each person is going to use a fly swatter, and there's going to be 5 balloons in the air at a time on each side. So there's 10 in the air, and you're trying to both send it over the net and keep it from falling on the ground. If it falls on the ground, it goes out of play, and the opposite team will score that point. So through the game being played, there's 10 possible points in each round. So we'll go through elimination and see who is the best at balloon tennis.
Yeah, or just swanning flies, either or. If you see a fly, feel free to, that's good. We don't need those. Crab soccer is next though, and I think we all know crab soccer, sitting on the scooter, apparently looking like a crab and a soccer ball combined is part of it. And 2 hands, 2 feet are on the ground, you're moving around, and you're advancing the ball by using your feet and scooching forward all about to order to get that ball into the goal, like a normal soccer game would be. And then, of course, score the most goals. So agility, flexibility, and substantiability. That's not a word. It probably isn't. Okay.
And one of the most exciting events that we have to offer is the obstacle course. So there are 2 things that you guys need to know about the obstacle course. One is that it's going to kick off the field day extravaganza. So both for 6th grade and 7th grade, the entire grade is going to be in the bleacher seats, and it's going to be 8 students versus 8 staff for a showdown. So far, the teachers are, I think, undefeated. So that's pretty excellent. For our record, but perhaps this is the year that we get unseated, but we'll have to see.
It's not going to be.
So then as a rotation, each group is going to get a chance to compete against the obstacle course and an opponent compass group. So that's going to be really exciting. So stay tuned for information from your PE teacher if you're going to be one of those 8 students selected to compete against the teachers. And teachers, if you are interested, make sure that you reach out to Mr. Delevi or myself and make sure that we can hold strong to our record for the obstacle course.
Yes, and we're going to win, so, kids, I want you to try your best, but teachers, we're going to try our very best. So it's going to be
excellent. So just kind of an overview of the entire field day. So again, I mentioned it starts with the obstacle course, and then after the obstacle course, you're going to follow direction from your dean. The compass groups will dismiss right to the events, and then go through the events. And depending on the grade level, there's also going to be lunch. Well, no, we're going to make sure everyone gets lunch, but some people get it first and some people get it after their field day events. So we've got a lot in store. We're really excited about it, so please make sure that you meet our trailside expectations and have a really strong finish all the way up to the field day, because we don't want anyone to be excluded from that day.
And stick with your compass, throughout, pumping them up, cheering each other on, positive, and, cheering, and, making your compass really the best that they can be on every event. Every event counts, so work hard at every single event.
All right, so we'll look forward to it. We'll see you on the field.
All right. So long and farewell, Trailside.